Hello boys, my name is Kuliyoshi, and welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch, where in the last episode we left off doing some interesting stuff and a couple of other things. We left off getting some 4+ weapons. We need Impa's level 4+ weapon. I don't want to actually change off of her though, because I just want to switch for the Naginata to this, just because this is my stronger weapon. It doesn't mean that the Naginata is not useful. In fact, this is one of the better weapons. Compared to Link, Impa's alter weapon is actually pretty decent. The problem is I just haven't attained a 4+ weapon yet with him. Okay, we need to... Let's not actually take this all the way yet. Oh, this one! This is the actual double commander now. We have not seen this in a while. Defeat either one of the advancing enemy captains. This actually tends to more not be one of my least favorite missions, particularly in the original game, because with all the extra stuff you have to deal with, having to deal with 2 enemy forces is actually kind of annoying. First you have the regular forces, and then you have the rogue forces on top of it. It's just really annoying. More often than not, the consistent way I found of doing this is to first use other attacks and other stuff to get as many kills as I can on one side, and then just immediately defeat one of the commanders. Because that'll then prevent them from summoning any troops there, and then just hope to gosh that we can defeat the other one as well before we get screwed, because otherwise who knows what'll happen. And yes, that's the only reason why I'm using the hover attack, is because it's faster than doing the other thing. I'll try this once for now. If it doesn't work because either I'm too low or the base just dies, I'm going to do something else. Finally got a waypoint sash on him. Okay, no pop-ups have occurred yet. That's for the other keep, so I don't really care. If you don't notice a certain thing is happening with a certain alert, then occasionally it'll just pop up links. And that's how you see whether or not they are almost dead or not. Okay, now the problem part. Wait, I'm not sure if Zelda is our commander or not. Oh wait, no, Impa's me, so I am playing as Impa, so they're just advancing towards me, which is simple enough to deal with. Okay, so then that means Zelda is our commander, and I'm glad we dealt with this because we have to protect her at all times. I got one attack just did a lot of damage. Sometimes it feels like we don't take much, and then all of a sudden we just take a lot out of nowhere. To be fair, this time around I know we're level 80. Okay. At least get this before the thing runs out. Okay, good. Think that'll be good enough for... Actually, since this is still another tough mission, I don't trust him to deal with this before Toon Zelda becomes too weak, so we're gonna first make sure that we have the warp point so we can go back to Toon Zelda when she gets into danger. And then we'll run up to try and take on the commander. There's tons of enemies, though. Oh, well, I guess if they're all advancing towards me, then it won't matter, because they'll all walk right into my chat. Yeah, okay, now they're just running away. Still, though, it's kind of important to make sure, Alright. Now, this is a bit more of a dangerous Ganondorf than usual, so I'm gonna do the blocking strategy. I remember just barely showing off this blocking strategy in a different video. I was like, maybe I'm gonna use this again. When you don't have Extreme Crush, the blocking strategy is the other consistent way of not only playing missions a bit safer, but forcing the opponents to reveal their weak point sooner, since they can also reveal it as part of their combos. If you don't guard, you can't really do anything about it. That's why you have to guard there. Of course, if you're doing a mission where you can't guard, then that kind of defeats the purpose. And you'll have to use either normal strategies, dodge them, or use Extreme Crush instead. Again, that one weapon I get just pushes it over the limit for, see out my weapons. I swear I will get our setup with all the weapons at the end of the video, but it's not a good, that doesn't give me a good reason to want to finish off the video with this, though. Alright, well, before I do anything else, I want to actually unlock the missions that I didn't get a chance to unlock before, and in the meanwhile, I can fix this sort of bug that happened with my aim. Not really bugs, it's with my iPad. I use it online, a different website or whatever, to check whether or not I can certain maps or not, and it tends to get to the point where it gets really annoying sometimes to finish certain levels. Okay, that did a lot of damage to her. Which tells me that I could probably do this with all the Extreme Crush. Alright. I have something to do, so bye. Is that it? I was expecting something a little less brief. How disappointing. That was quick. Alright, we stopped that one. The enemy is no joke! That's the secondary animation I talk about, where if you defeat the enemy captains in a very specific order, they'll sometimes say a unique dialogue that is not part of anything else in the entire game. It's completely exclusive to these missions. Okay, this one was a bit more annoying. Had to use like 3 of these, but finally took her out. I just realized I have a glass cannon and I probably should replace that with Hard Worker. The problem is I was still doing my other grind with Toon Link. I wanted to get him to around 160 and I kind of forgot about that because I was doing other stuff. I kinda had made that a big focus too, and despite that I still forgot about it. Alright. Okay, this has to be sold with Toon Zelda. Can't skip it, but we have Record Sword anyway, so we'll be fine. As long as we do this properly, that is. Okay, so our next items involve Zelda's level 4 plus Baton, another one I definitely don't want to use her on. And Ganondorf's level 4 Trident, which I could just use her play gear on, but I'll first check if they can be used differently. I know one of them's solo, another one's not. It's kind of mixed. That'd be Toon Link, because he literally has a sand wand. I'm just gonna use Extreme Crush a bit more because our character is not as good. And I'd like to be able to at least take out one of them quicker. There's a big problem here. One of the commanders, Zant or whatever. One of the commanders, Zant rather, is darkness, so yeah, that was a bit more annoying to deal with just because we could have potentially killed him a bit quick. Thankfully, we did that just fine. Alright. And yes, this is too weak not to do nothing. We have to do other stuff. Okay, this one is a bit trickier if you don't actually know the storyline, but of course I've played through both Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass before, and I do remember Tetra is the one who gets turned to stone. That's one thing I do remember about it. Funnily enough, I just rewatched Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks for fun. Watch someone speedrun them. And I will say, out of those games, I should have just used this special attack. One thing I always forget about it is if you get interrupted by certain attacks, you should use other animations to attack them. I'm gonna avoid dodging my other attack. One thing that you also have to forget that a lot of people forget about is, in addition to using magic the regular way, if you get stuck on a certain thing, you could just use Magic Fountain Plus and also use the magic too. That's a thing that a lot of people forget. And the only reason why I'll say that is because if you're in magic, you can't die, so it protects you from effectively game overing. And you're probably going to show it off right here. Toon Zelda's a princess, obviously. The fact that a dart nut gets in the way is ever so more annoying. I can beat her down with basic attacks a bit, though. Again, because of the weird trick that I am doing, Toon Zelda will not actually be able to KO me. But it will get pretty dangerously close. And see right there, that would have killed me normally. Because I'm on magic, I stay alive with 1 health. I actually didn't think I would have to use it, but I also realized Toon Zelda's still not really strong enough to do this, so if we want to make it work, we have to actually use magic there. And sure enough, we made that work, and it was actually still surprisingly quick, despite being really under-leveled. It's just really good, because that probably would have required around 120 if it had not been for Magic Fountain Plus. They really set these missions in a way you're not intended to have Magic Fountain Plus for them, so having Magic Fountain Plus completely breaks those levels. Alright, now we have this one. We'll just check these both first to see if they can be changed. Zelda's can be changed, that's nice to know, so we don't have to do hers. And then Ganon's is also not a solo mission. You know what? We're gonna do both of them right now then. That is very convenient. It is very convenient, I like that. Of course, it's one of the more difficult ones, so to make it a bit less scary, I'm gonna do Linkle and Sia for both of these. I don't care which one character I use, I just want to make sure I use those two for the missions. Because the other characters are still not really that good yet. But we can make them good in a minute. Alright. Ganondorf's level 4 trident. He needs an item though in the West Cannon Keep, so that is what I'll probably do first, is command him to go straight there. And then I'll probably use one of the other characters again to do stuff. And I'm gonna actually carefully move up instead and play with Linkle for the first half of this. Simply because she's closer to two of the barrier keeps we need to capture. Because it is capture all the barrier keeps. I like how we're also kind of cheesing these missions too, and the game really intends you to use not be using fairies all the way through. You're intended to instead be using these other keep stuff to make your way through one by one, and that's probably something that you may or may not have to do in the 3DS version. But because this is the Switch version and we have so much overpowered stuff to do, we could just cheese them. And 3DS version actually has fairies too though anyway, so you could just do it in that too. Okay. When I'm gonna change, I don't know. Probably gonna first take out as many barrier keeps as I can first. Actually, I think it's simple enough to say that it's probably best to just use him for the first half or whatever. Then, use Sia and... Oh, it's one of these ones again. These missions can get unexpectedly scary if your characters get weakened at the start, because if they ever do get attacks on our opponents now, they will take a ton of damage while they are weak. Of course, with the Magic Fountain Plus, it's not as bad to deal with, because you could just spam the crap out of this. Okay, that should deal with the bad problem, better known as the Forces whose morale right off the bat problem. Although it'll take a little while to actually activate. Oh, I just realized we still have multiple uses of Magic Fountain Plus. That's convenient, so I guess we can drop another one if we want. Okay, but, alright. Okay, so since I did the thing, before I forget anything, let's actually make sure I get this first. This time, because that can be very easy. I've forgotten a couple of times before. So switch to the character that actually needs to collect the Architator to have him collect the Architator, because otherwise, yeah, bad things will happen. Alright, and that takes care of that problem. I almost want to switch to Material Master next, but I don't think I can if I do this. Actually, let's just do it now. I haven't really used Material Master much, but it's really cool if you're farming materials, since farming materials from heals in particular is kind of tricky. Oh. That was kind of a bad thing to get caught by. I'll just use this real quick to escape. That's one thing you should be using your special attacks for. Is in case you get hit with an attack and start getting interrupt chained. You can use that to... Oh. Oh, great. Because of the trick thing that I used, I now have Glass Cannon a lot. That's a problem that could sometimes happen. But I have a counter to that problem, and that is the press the special button and win. This is something you don't usually see because usually I don't have Glass Cannon on, but that'll happen sometimes. You accidentally use that. Thankfully I have special, so I'll just completely just chain those together until he dies. And the extra attack damage does, I guess, help a little bit in that case. Thankfully, still got 4+ despite losing a lot of health there. We hadn't taken much damage up to the point, so I wasn't worried. I was just annoyed that I messed that part up. I'm still not changing it off because I need to have it for when I do the grind. Once I finish off the grind, I can remove it. Alright, time to do Zelda's Baton weapon. Oh, this Baton weapon is decent. It does have some good stuff, but again, we don't have a lot of strength with it, so Sia and Linkle are probably better. Just because they have stronger weapons than she does. But anyway, we need something in Face's Keep, which makes this the Earth and Wind Temples again. I guess it makes sense since it is a frickin' Wind Waker she's using anyway. Guess it makes more sense. Oh, it's another one of these ones. Defeat the commanders, but there are other enemies located within the stats that are really annoying. You know what? For a split second, but not for too long, I'm gonna use Magic Fountain Plus to just slay as many troops as I can with Zelda. Though not quite as much. I'm just gonna take these keeps real quick. And also to get this item when I can remember where it is. There it is. I guess I will take out maybe this advanced recruiter, perhaps? I don't know. One thing I can do if I'm worried about taking damage is to just... Okay, that works good. Okay, that works. Just instantly defeat him anyways. I'm guessing Steelmaster was linked to Lightning, which is this element's attribute, Lightning. Which is probably why it took so much damage there. Freaking shredded that poor opponent. Stand back and hit him. Because I have the level 2 weapon, it's significantly less annoying to deal with this version than with the other stuff. Alright. Alright. And here comes. Oh, okay, maybe that's not the same effect that I thought. Because you see here, I'm able to use Magic Fountain more than once. Maybe it's the first time you go on a character that it stays like that, and if you switch to another character more than once, then it does the troll trick. What I mean by troll trick is basically my nickname for when I ended up switching characters more often than not. I was only able to use one character for a little bit. I do not want anything to happen in the mission, so I'm gonna quickly kill the siege captain so he doesn't do his thing. If we need something else, our Linkle is right there. We could just use him if we need to. Took out pretty much all of the other keeps now. Medley's another one I haven't seen. We're gonna see Medley a lot in Master Quest anyway. I'm not really worried. Oh, there's our chest. It's almost like we forgot about something. There's Medley. Alright. Okay, we found the magic. Alright. Two Link's animation with the sad rod I don't think we've seen yet. So I guess we'll show this off one more just to see if he has a different animation. Funnily enough, although he has the sad rod, it looks like his animation hasn't changed. Yeah. See, look, he has the hero sword right here. It's actually kind of interesting that when you see the intro, he holds up the hero sword, but when you go here, suddenly he's changed to the sand rod. I'm surprised they didn't have enough time to make an unique animation for him using the sand rod. Okay. Stay here in case. Yep, just as I expected. Hamaki is a lot closer to me than I expected, which is good, actually. I want him to be closer. Even with the boost, this is not going to be easy, which makes Hamaki potentially another one of the mid-trollier bosses. Okay. Can just use this to take him out. Cool, I only needed one special there to finish him off. The strength is commendable, you're our hope embodied. Did I defeat 2,000 forces? Because I was going so fast I kind of forgot. I did defeat other forces to try and manipulate this, and sure enough, okay, it didn't work. Sometimes I forget that I have to kill 60 other enemies, but to be fair, all the enemies were killed from all the other stuff anyway. So in that battle, pretty much everybody worked together on that one. I said I wasn't going to use Zelda, and then I did anyways, because it turns out Baton is not that half bad at all. In fact, it's pretty decent if it can destroy enemies that quickly. And with that, Zelda should now have all of her weapons. Now all we need to do is unlock access to all the other stuff. The only other thing available there is a level 1 weapon, so we have Zant's weapon, which we need to do the troll thing for. And we need Wizroll's level 4 weapon, and 2 Zelda's 4 weapon all the way up there, which are both gonna take decent time to unlock, but we'll try it by first getting through here. Oh, it's one of those beast battles again. I cannot tell which character I should use. All I know is I'm in an easier area, so I'm gonna use Seek now. Yeah, sure enough, it is orange, so it's in a slightly easier area than usual, which means we'll only have to kill 1,200 enemies. Everything else we can kind of just ignore. I'll check just to make sure. Oh, of course, there is the Gold Skulltula, though, as well. I think it'll be most convenient if we could just get the troops we need as soon as possible. The sooner the better, ideally. That's this one. Capture all the keeps to weaken the enemy. Oh, hello. Medley's the commander in one of those. And so that means if I go down, will I see Medley's animation? I'm not going to show that animation off necessarily all the way. But what I mean by it is I'm not going to skip Medley either. In fact, I will probably go there for some KOs so I can get for this sooner. Is everybody okay, by the way? I'm here to help. Zelda just trying her best to help out. Alright. Oh, Linkle's our commander. We have our Daryl Linkle in with us, which is always nice to see. Okay, I actually kind of want to show this off, not gonna lie. I kind of skipped this a couple of times. So I'll take my hands up for a split second to see if the animation actually plays. Oh, here it is! Oh yeah, oh wait, now I remember. I think I have seen this. It's just been a very odd time. Just like in the storyline, she flies with her wings, into battle. With a bow, by the way, as well. She's so in honor there. She bowed before she went into battle there. I'm not joking when I say that bowing is kind of a sign of honor. Not normally for healers, but if you watch other Japanese videos. And I guess but more specifically, fights involving Kung Fu. More often than not, people will bow to each other before fighting as a sign of respect. So it's kind of interesting, though, that he doesn't know any of that, and yet she still yells anyway. That must make her a kind person. Too bad we have to take her out at all. Because the way she bowed there in her animation. And yes, I am not lying when I say that is what people do literally. Rockface Keep. There's a lot of these rock face keeps, but I never really know which one's which, so I'm gonna have to look at this again. Okay, rock face keep is the one that's here, and it's close enough. Oh, actually right close to it, so I'm gonna do this first. Get the 1,000 kills, and then just wait for it to appear. I think that's the best way of dealing with this one. Yep. Just as just like I expected. Okay, now I should only have to take out the other keeps, and I won't have to worry about Skulltulas, or I guess rather the A rank, which requires 1,200 KOs to do. I'm not too worried about the main enemy troops either, because once I do capture all of the keeps, the strong troops will get weak anyway. So it's almost in my benefit to capture the keeps fast. Get this for the rupees. That's about all it really is useful for, those weaker chests, is for rupees. Ooh. That was a close call there. So I guess there were multiple reasons for taking out Medley there. One was for the cube kills, and another was because I haven't seen Medley's animation in such a long time. Oh yeah, and boss key. Sometimes I forget that certain these missions have boss keys required for them. After a little bit more of these animation showings, I might start up skipping them, which means once I get to like Marin's animation at least once, and can confirm that I can show that animation off at least once, I'm probably going to be turning off animations because it gets really tiring having to wait on the other animations. I know I've showed off Ganon's animation quite a bit because you don't really see it that often. It's the least seen one due to him only showing off the animation when facing off the literal final boss of all the levels. Really interesting in a way. Alright, we have King Denongo Boy to take out. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Well, I do not want to wait on King Denongo to open up his mouth, so I'll just very quickly take him out quickly. Making sure that he sit as fast as we can hit him, at least that I know of. Nice. Wow, my adrenaline is still pumpy. Is it, because it seems like you were kind of just chilling in there doing nothing while I did all the hard work. Really, my adrenaline should be the one that's actually pumping, but whatever you say, I guess. We got another one of those cyclone slates that we can use on those maps if we want, not that we'll need them. And yeah, I'm probably not going to get the Skulltulas until much later. Interestingly enough, not a lot of them are even hidden in the maps with weapons anyway. Alright. Well, speaking of which, right as I say that, one proceeds to pop up with the Cyclone Site, so I will deal with that now. Limited Zelda, how about we just use somebody else? Because I was still locked to the other weapon, I almost picked that one by accident. It's really hard to tell, by the way, with Zelda, whether or not you're selling a 4+ weapon or not, because all of their weapons have G in the title, other than, like, maybe one. All of their rapiers literally have the exact same, number, which is a bit weird, in my opinion. I mean, like, I guess rather first letter in their name, like, they're all G names. Which makes it really tricky to remember that, because, oh, come on, character. Make it edge. I think with this one, more often than not, I want to probably just set up magic fountains so that I can get every single commander hit at once rather than just one. So let's see if we can do just that. We're gonna have to go really close in order to actually get them though. That should work now. Alright. Nice dodge there, using my attack to just ever so conveniently dodge that Twilight Orb from Midna like it was nothing. Rather, Twilight Midna. Yeah, I've defeated enough of these opponents where I can probably just Extreme Crush the West. Or maybe not. I don't know why, but when you Extreme Crush some opponents, some get up right away, others like 5 just kind of stay down for a while. time. And ours, like, see ya, they're already up and going. It seems like they all react differently to that. And Fi's one of the ones that just stays down, making her pathetically easy to take out when you have Extreme Crush on your side, that is. Alright. I feel like more often with these ones, by the way, the sooner you lock these weapons, the better off you'll be. So I'm going for these first just because then this will allow us to potentially clear every single character blockers. Stop the rogue forces and defeat the enemy. This one, huh? Oh. Okay, just 60 RKOs. I don't know what I was going at. Let's just use Trio. Chic. Whenever I say, like, Dream Trio, whatever, that's my nickname for say I'm gonna use Sheik, Sia, and Linkle all together. I'll probably not actually use Sheik all the way, I just using her for the first bit because all of them are good enough to do this mission pretty easily. It's more about whether or not we'll actually be able to do it or not. Classic. She starts closer to everything. Oh, it's this one. Okay, if I actually want to go for KOs, then probably going for stuff on the middle is probably better than just going for all the keeps. That's one thing I think I've been messing up a bit, is maybe it'd be a better idea to not always go for all the keeps right off the bat. The problem is, though, we may need some of them for KOs later anyway, if it comes down to it. Oh, we have to face Boat Boys, the commander. Wait a minute, is it bosses? No, it's not. So we don't have to get a boss key either. So unless it otherwise specifically noted us that we had to deal with elements in a specific way, we didn't really need to do anything. Nice, that was a good amount. Alright. Alright. This one actually has lesser troops than I expected initially. I expected there to be more, but there's not. Yes, there is still the yellow commander to take out, but I expected there to be more enemies to take out. Okay, there we go. Most of these characters, we saw their animations in the storyline and otherwise on the first adventure map pretty early on. You have to meet in the storyline by default anyways, so you'll see their adventure animations by default if you haven't seen them up to that point. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I know, I just want to get into this keep so I can finish this off. Okay, there we go. We're seeing Daphne's animation enough to where we could just go for him now. There's multiple of these days, so I'm just gonna use Extreme Crush. Not the couple I wanted, but managed to make it work anyway. Missed him flying up into the air, but that still was fast. Alright. Because this has no treasures, we won't have to see a chest animation at the end of this. That was very quick, by the way. Only took 3 minutes to do that. I'm not lying when I'm saying I can do these missions a lot more considerably quick now. Oh, action quiz. What's this? I'm gonna use Sia for this one. So honestly, why not at this point? The heroes of the Wind Waker will have to fight if we do go for Rizrel's level 4+ weapon. That's assuming we can go for it. Beat the one who can turn into a sword. That's pretty easy. Not you. It's not you, that's for sure. Alright. Easy. Classic, the other side opens up instead. Oh, I forgot what that said, actually. Let's make sure that it's correct. To beat the one who can turn into dragon, also lazy. That's Volga. Svoga over here. Because Volga is the fast mode, we probably need to deal with him the normal way, though we can knock down Linkle in the meanwhile. Alright, good enough. Although it just tends to be really jolly to defeat since he ended up in a matter of minutes. The reason why I used Fairy Magic on there a bit earlier is just to make sure I wouldn't have to refill on it before the next battle. Beat the one who could turn into a ball and roll. I've seen that animation a bit too many times, and I know it's Toon Zelda who does that. Okay, so really all I needed to do was use Extreme Crush 3 times on these battles, and they go by a lot more considerably quicker. I guess I'm just used to having to use weaker characters on them, and I'm not used to having characters like Sia for these. That's basically how fast you can do them. Just use Extreme Crush and take out the opponent. It's that fast. You hardly get hit at all if you have the right strategy. You can even use Extreme Crush to knock down the other opponent, too. Alright. Oh, that's not the right one. That's the bomb. Not solo, and he's very weak too. I'm gonna lock our weapons first instead. Alright. But now. This is for solo, but this time I don't care. It's a yellow mission, and Giriam could just be vaulted to level 80 anyways. And he has his Darkfire Demon Blade anyway, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, I did say that right, Darkfire Demon Blade. So we'll just use him. It'll be fine. We'll get all the items done at the same time. I figure since it's yellow, it's reasonable enough to where I could probably still do it pretty quick. Oh, it's this one again. So we're going for these guys again, in that case. Alright. Number 2. Time for number 2. Captain number 2, ever. Okay, because those guys are dangerously close, we need to figure out where the magic stash tube is. So we don't accidentally get taken out by the magic powered up tubes. There we go. Okay. Well, we interrupted them for a little bit, which is always convenient. Oh, this is one of the things we need, isn't it? We're gonna take it now, I guess, while we're here. And by the way, chest animations don't skip when you turn off mid-battle cymatics. They are literally only mid-battle cymatics. That's it. And hello, Cucco is also here as well. Well, we need to go here anyway, so that's convenient because we can also prevent Mama Cucco from chasing after us and do other stuff if the animation of Cucco will actually play properly, that is. And I guess that also means we can now take out these ways, so let's do that. Speaking of which, since I play as Giriam, I forgot I need to do this before I, Oh, didn't work on him. Alright. Alright. Let's do what we can to raise everyone's spirits. Oh, we get the actual animation style. That's cute. Again, this is one of the best themes in the game, so I'm glad we get to hear it for at least a bit. Of course, that'll get interrupted once we, get this other thing done. I need to make sure I got the item. Yeah, almost forgot it. Oh, was it even... Wait, that's a fairy. Wait, what's a fairy doing here? I didn't even know there was a fairy here. The thing doesn't mention that. Because I did check. This is correct. This is Defeat Beast of the Cave. But apparently Eastern Tree also has that as well. Well, that surprised me big time. Oh, what did I do? I wanted to use this instead because, yeah, despite having boost against Zelda, probably will still require... Okay, well that was convenient of Zelda to do that. Didn't take a lot of damage and only needed to use Extreme Crush once. Huh? Oh yeah, that's right, it's one of these battles again. Wait a minute, did I actually get the... I did get the heart container. I saw it because it was in Eastern Tree. I guess one of the other things I took had that, and I just forgot about that. You can tell I'm confused, because more often than not, I forget exactly which keeps require what. Miriam thankfully has a really quick replay break if you do it properly, which I just showed off there. It's still pretty easy to take out. Alright. And we have Skulltulas as our commander. Or was our commander, rather. Okay. Don't worry, we'll almost be done with this app soon. In terms of weapons, that is. This actually takes a lot faster when you're just going for the weapons, because you could just ignore a lot of the other stuff that you don't need necessarily until like much later. And focus only on the weapons, which allows you to get your character stronger that much quicker. Which is always really helpful. Because I don't know what this character is, I'm gonna race someone that isn't my main, that isn't somebody else. So how about we release you? Because that was in kind of an awkward location, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know there was a fairy there, the game never showed that off. Oh wait, no, okay, I did look at it, but it said it was like an Eastern Tree test for some reason. But that was actually the boss key, and both of those were in the same pots, which is interesting that it didn't mention pot. But whatever. Whatever, game. Whatever, folks, your game. Alright, time for Tetra to be used. I should use a Apothecary item before I start forgetting again. Because one of my badges involves having to use one of those, and I keep forgetting to do that. She's decent enough to do this, because this is still in the yellow zone. Alright. Forgetful Foe Quiz, I think we can do this easily. If we know what to do, that is. Go into the keep and then use it. Defeat the one who wields the hammer. Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's true. It's crazy. Even crazier is you can literally see what they're using right in front of your eyes, so it's not like it's hard or anything. Okay, I'm gonna use some very quick extreme crushes here, simply because I want to be able to get to the second keep before it's too late. So we'll do that to ice to take him out. Now we can move on. Alright. We should be fast enough for this to not wear off. Defeat the one who wields the wand. Too, like, that's also very simple. I feel like other than that one other mission, these things have become a bit... These missions with the... Or you have to do, like, a quiz or something, have more often than not been some of the easier missions to do in the entire game. I did that just because I think I wouldn't have another extreme crush for the last fight, so sure, let's use one for the last fight too. Alright. I do have the cheat or if I need it, though I don't doubt I will need it anyway. Defeat the one who holds the shield? Yeah, see, look, that's a very easy one. Once we turn around in a minute, we'll see that Zelda is indeed only a shield. Okay, this one, I think we can just do this twice. Alright, simple enough. I count because I'm using Tetra, she's effectively fighting herself, or rather her alternate version, which is basically her, but now she's the actual Toon Zelda princess. Whereas in this one, she's technically in disguise. When she's originally met, too, in the storyline, Link doesn't know he's Zelda. Actually, Zelda. This is effectively her disguise in Wind Waker before... Or more info is revealed on that a bit later in the Wind Waker storyline. Just quite interesting. Nice, we got all gold jobs for them anyways, which is always nice to get. And we're close enough to where we can go for this. When we ever get a chance, that is. Beyond that, that's gonna be about it. It's about all we can do, really. Other than using this here fishing rod over here, we're just gonna end the episode right here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!